Pretty much right off the bat when I came to KU, it's about 5.5 years now. Every semester I had a student or two that kind of confided in me or kind of expressed some concern with their mental health. So making natural accommodations when you can, or helping students get resources they needed at walk-ins and so on. And I think once the pandemic took place, it was very noticeable right out the gate, especially fall of 20, with everyone coming back between online classes, in-person classes, 12 credit hours, full-time jobs. A lot of them were now babysitting or being teachers themselves to their younger siblings at home. That it was very noticeable with performance in the class and just the anxiety of coming to class and what we were doing, that everyone was burnt out. So fall of 20 was when we really put kind of the first step in motion, and we just put in this built-in mental health week where we canceled a lecture of class for Accounting 201 and a lab that week, and told them their sole focus was do nothing with this class. Go see friends, go see family, do something fun, do something that brings you joy, and kind of to recharge the batteries for the rest of the semester. The feedback I received from students brought me to tears in terms of what the comments they were making and their overall feedback for how appreciative they were for the little day, the one extra day to not worry about accounting so they could catch up on their life or their other jobs or whatever it may be. And the feedback was so positive that we decided to permanently put it in the course every semester since then. While it is an accounting class, a lot of the concepts that we're learning, it's more about being a better professional, a better manager, and not just worrying about only the accounting. So we started to find ways to bring elements in the class to kind of help them develop themselves, which is where the name Managing Yourself or the Myself project came from. So it kind of started with the mental health as kind of manage your mental health, and then has kind of expanded beyond that into other areas where we kind of had maybe tried some assignments over the past few years, but now we kind of formalized it into a semester-long project. So now we're up to one about managing your knowledge of business. So they listen to a podcast, How I Built This Podcast from NPR, to learn about a different company. They do one related to managing their toolbox or their skill sets, where they do a data analytic assignment using Tableau. The mental health break assignment is part of that. And then the last two components are all about networking and giving back to your community. It's not intended to be a hard project to complete, like doing the community service or the networking. It's really trying to find avenues and provide them the opportunities to accomplish those things and not make it feel like it's a burden to the class. You can often get into a rut where you feel like everything you're doing is so that class specific. Whether it's accounting class, marketing class, finance, or humanities class, it seems like everything kind of narrowed into one point, and it wasn't very broad in how some of the application could cross over to multiple areas. So one thing as part of this project in these different skills is you really try to stress to students how it's kind of improving themselves to apply these concepts to whatever field that they go in, and that having a base understanding by listening to a podcast of maybe how Facebook started, or your small, a lot of times up and coming companies that students know are well-known companies, that they can hear the backstory of how they started, and a lot of times can spur entrepreneur ideas and students in the class to see how products kind of are developed over time and how that might help them in the future if they want to start their own business. And my hope is kind of that the whole project will make you think about ways beyond just the 5 pillars, kind of what you could do to help improve yourself as a professional, and then continuously realizing that I can advocate this when I'm looking for a job or applying for an internship. It's realizing the little things can make a big difference in how you are as a professional. And I think being a professional is only part about what you can accomplish in the classroom, and more about how you can become more well-rounded once you leave the classroom.